A 72-year-old retired librarian named Margaret came to see me after her third emergency room visit in 4 months. All three happened between 2 and 4 in the morning. All three involved sky-high blood pressure readings. And all three times, the ER doctor sent her home with the same diagnosis, anxiety. But Margaret wasn't anxious. She was doing everything right. She took her medications on schedule. She walked every morning. She ate well. She went to bed early. What nobody asked her was this: what did you do right before bed? Here's what I found when I finally asked. Margaret ate dinner at 8:30 every single night, a full meal. Protein, vegetables, carbs. She'd clean up the kitchen, watch the news, and be in bed by 10. And every night, between midnight and 4 a.m., her blood pressure was quietly spiking to dangerous levels while she slept. I'm going to tell you what was happening to Margaret, and what might be happening to you right now, tonight, without you knowing. My name is Dr. Michael Hayes. I'm a cardiothoracic surgeon with 32 years in the operating room. I've opened over 2,000 chests in my career. I've held beating hearts in my hands. And I've spent 3 decades watching the same preventable patterns repeat themselves. Patients who did everything their doctors told them to do, who took every pill on time, who followed every instruction, and who still ended up on my table because nobody took the time to explain what happens to the body after 60 when the sun goes down. Today, I'm going to tell you what nobody explained to Margaret, what nobody explained to hundreds of my patients, the 5 things you're doing before bed that are raising your blood pressure overnight without you ever knowing it. Your heart doesn't rest at night. It shifts gears. In a healthy body, nighttime is when your blood pressure naturally drops, usually 10 to 20% lower than during the day. This is called nocturnal dipping. It's one of the body's most important protective mechanisms. When you sleep, your heart gets a break. Your arteries get a chance to relax. Inflammation cools down. Your entire cardiovascular system downshifts into recovery mode. But after 60, that system becomes less reliable. The margin gets smaller. Your body's ability to regulate blood pressure overnight weakens. You lose the protective dip. And when that happens, your heart and arteries stay under stress all night long. It's like running a car engine at highway speed while the car is parked. The engine never cools. The parts never rest. The wear accumulates, silently, relentlessly, night after night. What changes after 60? 3 things. Your baroreceptors, the sensors in your blood vessels that detect pressure changes, they become less sensitive. Your autonomic nervous system, the part that handles automatic functions like heart rate and blood vessel dilation, it responds more slowly. And your arteries themselves become stiffer, less elastic. They can't expand and contract the way they used to. All 3 of these changes mean your body loses its ability to modulate blood pressure smoothly throughout the night. More than 50% of adults over 65 have what we call non-dipping blood pressure. That means their pressure stays elevated at night or even rises. And here's the part that nobody tells you. Non-dipping is one of the strongest predictors of heart attack, stroke, and kidney damage. Stronger than your daytime blood pressure reading. Stronger than cholesterol levels. And almost nobody gets tested for it. Think of it like this. Your cardiovascular system at night is like a skeleton crew running a factory. In your 20s and 30s, that crew can handle anything. By 60, the crew is smaller. The backup systems are slower. The margin for error disappears. And the habits you barely notice during the day become dangerous at night. Now let me walk you through the 5 things that are sabotaging that overnight dip. And I'm going to be specific, not vague advice. Concrete fixes, starting tonight. Number 1, you're eating dinner too late. Most people don't think twice about eating at 7, 8, even 9 at night, especially after a long day. You come home tired. You want to relax. You want to enjoy your meal. I understand that completely. But here's what's happening inside your body when you eat a full meal within 3 hours of going to bed. Your digestive system requires blood flow. A lot of it. When you eat, your body redirects blood to your stomach and intestines to break down food, absorb nutrients, process everything. That redistribution of blood increases your heart rate. It raises your blood pressure. In a younger body, this is no problem. The system compensates easily. The blood vessels adjust. The heart rate settles. But after 60, your autonomic nervous system, the part that regulates all these background processes, it's not as responsive. The blood pressure spike that comes with digestion lingers. It doesn't settle the way it used to. Your body can't compensate fast enough. And if you're lying down within 2 to 3 hours of eating, your body is trying to digest while horizontal. That puts extra strain on your diaphragm, your heart, your entire cardiovascular system. Gravity isn't helping move food through your digestive tract anymore. Your esophageal sphincter, the valve at the top of your stomach, it's working against gravity instead of with it. That can trigger reflux, which raises blood pressure on its own through vagal nerve stimulation. The result? Your blood pressure stays elevated for hours into the night. You're not getting the dip. You're getting the opposite. Your body stays in digestive mode when it should be in recovery mode. I had a patient, a man in his late 60s, who came to me with what he described as nighttime panic attacks, heart racing, pressure in his chest, wide awake at 2 a.m. He'd been to 3 different doctors. They'd adjusted his anxiety medication twice. Nothing helped. I asked him one question: what time do you eat dinner? He said 8:30, sometimes 9. I told him to move it to 6 p.m. and give it 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, he called me. The episodes had stopped completely, not because his anxiety was gone, because his digestive system wasn't fighting his cardiovascular system all night long. The fix here costs nothing. Eat your last full meal at least 4 hours before bed. If you're going to bed at 10, finish eating by 6. If you get hungry later, have something small and easy to digest. A handful of nuts, a piece of fruit, but no heavy protein, no large meals after 6 p.m. That's all. Write that down. Which of these habits do you recognize in your own evenings? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. Number 2, you're drinking water right before bed. Stay with me on this one. I know it sounds backwards. We've all been told to stay hydrated, and hydration is critical, especially after 60. But timing matters more than people realize. When you drink a large amount of water, let's say 8 ounces or more, within an hour of going to bed, your kidneys have to process it. That means your body has to wake up, sometimes multiple times, to urinate. And here's the part that's dangerous. When you get up in the middle of the night, especially if you're on blood pressure medication, you experience what's called orthostatic stress. You go from lying flat to standing upright. Your blood pressure has to adjust fast. After 60, that adjustment is slower. And every time you stand up at night, your heart rate spikes. Your blood pressure surges. It's like revving the engine over and over. For some people, especially those on diuretics or blood pressure pills, this creates a cycle. You drink water before bed because you're thirsty from the medication. You wake up to urinate. Your blood pressure spikes. You go back to sleep. 2 hours later, it happens again. Your body never settles into the deep restorative phase of sleep where your blood pressure is supposed to drop. And there's another mechanism here that most people don't know about. When your bladder fills at night, it sends signals to your nervous system. Those signals activate your sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight system. That raises your blood pressure even before you wake up. So you're getting a double hit. The full bladder itself is raising your pressure. And then standing up to urinate raises it again. The fix? Do your hydrating during the day. Front load your water intake. Drink most of your fluids before 5 or 6 p.m. After that, sip only when you're genuinely thirsty. If you're waking up more than once a night to urinate, talk to your doctor about the timing of your diuretic. Many people take it in the morning and still have effects lingering into the night. Ask if taking it earlier or adjusting the dose makes sense for you. Here's where it gets complicated. And I need you to hear this clearly because this is where the most preventable damage happens. Number 3, you're taking a hot shower or bath right before bed. I know, it feels good. It's relaxing. You've heard it helps you sleep. And in some ways, it does. But for people over 60, especially if you already have high blood pressure or you're on blood pressure medication, a hot shower or bath within an hour of bed can be dangerous. Here's why. Hot water causes vasodilation. Your blood vessels open up. Blood rushes to the surface of your skin to cool you down. Your core temperature rises. Your heart has to work harder to pump blood to all those newly dilated vessels at the surface of your body. That's fine while you're in the water. Your cardiovascular system can handle it in the moment. But when you get out, your body has to reverse the process. Your blood vessels constrict to conserve heat. Your core temperature drops rapidly. And your cardiovascular system has to stabilize everything all over again. Blood has to redistribute back to your core organs. Your heart rate has to adjust. Your blood pressure has to recalibrate. For someone over 60, especially someone whose autonomic system is already compromised, this can trigger a spike in blood pressure that lasts for hours. Your body goes into crisis management mode, trying to restore equilibrium. There's also the dehydration factor. Hot water makes you sweat, even if you don't notice it. You lose fluids. Your blood becomes slightly more concentrated. That raises blood pressure on its own. And if you're already on medication that affects your fluid balance, you're compounding the problem. I've seen this more times than I want to count. A patient comes in complaining of nighttime hypertension. We check their routine, and buried in there is a nightly hot bath at 9:30. They don't connect it. Why would they? It feels healthy. But the data is clear. Hot water immersion within 2 hours of bed correlates with elevated nighttime blood pressure in older adults. The fix is simple. If you want a hot shower or bath, take it earlier in the evening. Ideally, 3 to 4 hours before bed. Give your body time to re-regulate. If you shower right before bed, make it warm, not hot, and keep it short, under 10 minutes. Then give yourself at least 30 minutes to cool down before you lie down. Two more items after this one. And item 4. That's the one that even I had a significant blind spot about for the first 15 years of my career. Stay with me. Number 4, you're lying on your right side. This one surprises people every time. Most people don't think about sleep position at all. You lie down, however feels comfortable. You fall asleep. What does it matter? It matters more than almost anything else on this list. And here's why. Your heart sits slightly to the left side of your chest. When you lie on your right side, gravity pulls your heart across your chest cavity. That compresses the structures on the left side of your heart, particularly the left atrium and the pulmonary veins. It changes the angle of blood flow through the aortic valve. It alters the way blood returns to your heart from your lungs. And in someone over 60, especially someone with any degree of arterial stiffness or left ventricular hypertrophy, which is thickening of the heart muscle, that compression increases the workload on your heart. Your left ventricle has to work harder to pump blood through a slightly compressed geometry. It's subtle. You don't feel it, but it's measurable. Studies using continuous blood pressure monitors have shown that people who sleep primarily on their right side have higher average nighttime blood pressure than people who sleep on their left. The difference isn't huge, maybe 5 to 10 points, but 5 to 10 points sustained over 8 hours, night after night, year after year, that adds up. That's the difference between dipping and non-dipping. That's the difference between protected and at risk. There's also the issue of sleep apnea. Right-side sleeping can worsen airway obstruction in some people. And sleep apnea is one of the leading causes of treatment-resistant high blood pressure. If your blood pressure won't come down despite medication, and you're a right-side sleeper, this might be why. I had a patient in her early 70s. She'd been on 3 blood pressure medications for years. Her daytime readings were controlled, but she felt terrible, tired all the time, waking up with headaches. We did a 24-hour blood pressure monitor. Her nighttime readings were through the roof. I asked about her sleep position. She said she always slept on her right side, had done it for decades. I suggested she try switching to her left side, or at least alternating. She came back 6 weeks later. Her nighttime blood pressure had dropped by an average of 12 points. She felt like a different person. Same medications, same diet, same everything else. The only thing that changed was the side she slept on. The fix? Sleep on your left side. If that feels uncomfortable at first, use a body pillow to support yourself. If you tend to roll onto your right during the night, put a pillow behind your back to keep you from rolling over. Give it 2 weeks. Most people adapt faster than they think. Does any of this sound familiar? You're not alone. Number 5, you're scrolling your phone in bed. Let me ask you something. What's the last thing you look at before you turn off the light? For most people, it's their phone. News, social media, messages. It's become so automatic that people don't even think about it anymore. But that blue light, that mental stimulation, it's doing something to your nervous system that directly affects your blood pressure overnight. Blue light suppresses melatonin. Everyone knows that part. But what most people don't know is that melatonin doesn't just help you fall asleep. It also plays a direct role in regulating your blood pressure at night. Melatonin helps trigger the nocturnal dip. It signals your cardiovascular system to downshift. It tells your blood vessels to relax. It reduces the production of norepinephrine, one of the hormones that keeps your blood pressure elevated. When you suppress melatonin by staring at a bright screen right before bed, you're blocking that entire cascade. Your body doesn't get the message to relax. Your blood vessels stay constricted. Your blood pressure stays elevated. Your nervous system stays on alert. And then there's the content itself. You're reading news, arguments, stressful updates. Your brain interprets that as a threat. Your sympathetic nervous system activates. Cortisol goes up, adrenaline goes up, blood pressure goes up. And even after you put the phone down and close your eyes, your nervous system stays activated for hours. You're lying there trying to sleep, but your body thinks it's still in fight or flight mode. I can already hear the skepticism. And honestly, good. Healthy skepticism is what keeps us from falling for nonsense. So let me show you exactly why this works. Studies on older adults have shown that eliminating screen time in the hour before bed lowers average nighttime systolic blood pressure by 6 to 8 points. That's comparable to some medications, and it costs nothing. The fix? Put your phone away 1 hour before bed, not on your nightstand where you can reach for it. Out of the room entirely. If you need an alarm, use an actual alarm clock. If you read before bed, use a book or an e-reader with a warm light setting. Give your brain an hour to wind down without stimulation. If you do this consistently for 2 weeks, you'll notice the difference. Not just in how you sleep, but in how you feel when you wake up. I want to be honest with you for a moment. Not as a content creator, as a surgeon. I have stood at an operating table at 3 in the morning, holding a heart that should not have failed. I have spoken to families in waiting rooms at dawn, families who had no idea anything was wrong when they said goodnight 12 hours earlier. In case after case, the contributing factors were not mysterious. They were late dinners, hot showers, phone screens, right-side sleeping. These are not exotic risk factors. They are the background noise of millions of ordinary evenings. And that background noise, accumulated night after night, year after year, destroys the one protective mechanism your body has left: the nocturnal dip, the 8 hours when your cardiovascular system is supposed to rest. I want to tell you about a patient. I'll call her Ellen, 68 years old, former high school principal, sharp, organized, the kind of person who follows instructions to the letter. She came to me after her cardiologist told her she was a candidate for a pacemaker. Her heart rate was dropping dangerously low at night. They thought it was a conduction issue. I asked her to walk me through her evenings. Dinner at 8, hot bath at 9:30, phone in bed until 10:30, right side sleeper. Every single night. The pattern had been the same for more than 20 years. She thought it was healthy. She thought she was doing everything right. Her primary care doctor had never asked about her evening routine. Her cardiologist had never asked about her sleep position. Nobody had connected the dots. I didn't recommend the pacemaker. Not yet. I gave her a different protocol. Dinner by 6, no water after 7, warm shower at 7:30, phone away by 9, left side sleeping. 2 weeks, that's all I asked for. Just 14 days of consistency. 14 days later, her nighttime heart rate had stabilized completely. No pacemaker, no new medication, just timing. The first thing she said to me was this: "Why didn't anyone tell me this sooner?" That question stays with me. It's a big part of why I make videos like this one. It is never too late. Let me recap the 5 things you need to stop doing before bed, starting tonight. 1. Stop eating full meals within 4 hours of bedtime. Finish dinner by 6 if you're going to bed at 10. 2. Stop drinking large amounts of water right before bed. Front load your hydration during the day. 3. Stop taking hot showers or baths within 2 hours of bedtime. Make it warm, not hot, and take it earlier. 4. Stop sleeping on your right side. Switch to your left, or at least alternate. Use a body pillow if you need support. 5. Stop scrolling your phone in bed. Put it away 1 hour before you turn off the light. Which of these habits do you recognize in your own evenings? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. There is someone in your life, a spouse, a sibling, a friend, who needs exactly this information. Send it to them. That one share might be the most important thing you do today. Every week I bring you honest, evidence-based information that I wish every one of my patients had access to long before they needed surgery. If you want more of that, subscribe. One last thing, and this is important. Everything I've shared today is based on published research and my clinical experience as a cardiothoracic surgeon. But your situation is unique. Your history is individual. Before changing anything, any medication, any supplement, any routine, please talk to your own physician first. That conversation is not a formality. It is the whole point. Better information, better conversations, better outcomes. That's the chain that matters. Your heart has been working for you every single minute of every single day for 60, 70, 80 years without ever asking for anything in return. Give it this. Take care of your heart.